Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Guess it's shown by the stars above. What goes up must come down. Man that is born of a woman has about a short time to live.
Good yawning this morning and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news all day. It is Friday the 18th of February 2022 and you are on the clock with Greene. On the clock, we engage organizations, institutions, social and cultural leaders, and ordinary people. Understand the impact of public policy, private sector development, and emerging social and consumer trends. On the clock, we have conversations that help us understand and navigate a rapidly changing Bahamas. And I need these kinds of conversations because I need to understand my Bahamian people. I really do. I need to figure some of y'all out. Some of y'all have me a little stressed out. I'm trying to figure out, how do you run a stop sign of the police in front of the police station and get away with it? How do you do that? Well, I know you could only do that in the place Bahamas. So I would like to say good morning to all of those officers in that car on mobile patrol this morning. Next stop, optometrist. That's where y'all need to go. Don't watch nothing. That's just me. I need to understand my Bahamian people. Say good morning to taxi driver number 0822. I told him I'd give him a shout out. He really wanted it. I would like to say good morning to you. It was my pleasure meeting you, particularly since you decided the same lane with us this morning. But what a beautiful smile you had. So good morning to you. Have a great day. Have a great. We got a full lineup of sports news, and then you heard that song at the top of the show. We have the national debate. My guest, Mr. Eric Sawyer III, and I, we're going to continue the discussion about what should be a national sport. He don't know it yet, but I haven't even gotten past. Do we need a new national sport? New things. I don't know if we can afford to even buy a new national sport, but I think we're going to have a great discussion this morning. There is lots to talk about in the news with two Bahamian stories. The Cat Island Sailing Club, along with the entire community of Cat Island, is extending deepest sympathy and condolence to the entire family of Sir Godfrey Kelly, KCMG, on the recent passing of the Bahamian sports legend. Sailing constituency in the House of Assembly from 56 to 68. He also served as the First Minister of Education from 64 to 67. And after his representation, he went on to serve in the Senate. Club President Shireen Poitier Johnson said in a press statement that he consistently funded the Cat Island Regatta up until 2019 when the pandemic brought national sports. The first Cat Island Regatta was held in Knowles, Cat Island on May 2nd, 6, and was sponsored by Sir Godfrey and Sir Harold Christie. He, along with the late Sir Harold Christie, his brother David Kelly, and Peter Christie, who were all racing in the snipe boats in Montague Bay, decided to lend their expertise to the late Herbert King in the sailing area to form a committee and organize the first regatta in Cat Island, which has been continuous for 66 years and still lives up to, if I could be miserable for 66 years straight, that's a feat. Continuous for 66 years and still lives up to the original mandate despite financial challenges. Mr. Kelly had been a steady supporter from the regatta's inception, and the 4-time Olympic sailor was the last of the original organizers of the Cat Island Regatta, and I imagine that's the last remaining organizer. Wow, what a rich and vibrant history. Man, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to play that song, Sailor Man song about Rolly Gray, not just to get an edge on Mr. Sawyer in the debate on what should be the next national sport. Like a whole country full of islands, and you all want to play basketball. That's mine for you. That's mine for you, but that's okay. Mine can...
we can get there. We can get there in short order. I can tell you why in a minute.
All right. No. We can get there. And then another story I think is important. The BBA, that's the Bahamas Baseball Association, recognizes the contribution of Jeff Albury. The governing body of the sport of baseball in the country, the Bahamas Baseball Association, is saluting Jeff Albury, recognizing all the work that he would have done in 3 decades toward the development of thousands of young men and women. Albury passed away at his home on Sunday, less than a week after reaching his 74th birthday, and just a few days before the postponed start of the 2022 Junior Baseball League of Nassau regular season. The season opened yesterday, and Albury was a part of the JBLN family for 30 years, spending time as a player, coach, umpire, and a league administrator. He was into his 28th year as commissioner of the league up until his passing. And you can find both of those stories in the Guardian Sports section, your place for sports. And in fact, most of the stories that I'm reading today have come from the Guardian Sports section. So pick up today's copy and go online to check out the rest. And boy, there are some stories. The Betty Kelly Kenning National Aquatic Center came alive on Saturday as swimmers competed for the first time since November 2021. And that's not because of the pandemic. That's because if you're a true Bahamian, you ain't supposed to go in the water after Discovery Day holiday, after National Heroes Day holiday now, and before Easter Monday holiday.
The only people you see in the water are those that have never seen a
Crystal, yeah.
which means you're from like
Alaska, or Alaska.
you never seen a beach before.
Yeah.
Or for lack of a better word, I don't say it, but
You don't like yourself. That's what it is. You just don't like yourself. Yeah, because it should be against the law. It really should. Yeah.
they should fine you for that.
Yeah, except if you're a tourist, because then we lure you here to the warm.
Well, all we got was this water.
It cold. So the swimmers competed for the first time, looking to make Carifta, and cuts at the Mako Aquatics Club's fall invitation. And this is good because plans are well underway for the staging of the 2022 Carifta Swimming, Water Polo, Artistic Swimming, and Open Water Championships, slated for April. Take that mic, yeah. Slated for April 8th through 20th in Wild D, Barbados. Arlington, come look this way for more. That one weekend. Now, this is important. This story is very important. You know why? Because they don't have the Bahamas' best sports available at Carifta. First of all, Bahamians are the best bubblers ever. And nobody could bubble. And y'all don't understand what bubbling is. Bubbling is when you go in the water and you look like you're drowning, but you survive as long as possible without completely submerging under the water.
Once people there, we do a good job.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't even compete if there's nobody around. That don't make any sense. You could die bubbling like that. And ocean free floating. It's nobody better than Bahamians at ocean free floating. Yes. That's when you just get in the ocean and float. Yeah, my uncle say that's how his wife got here from Elutra. You know, she put on the beacon, get in the water, and just float till she hit land again. We're very good at that, and it should be at Carifta, and it's not. Here's another good swimmer. We'll say congratulations to Devontae Carey, who Bahamian collegiate swimmer. He closed out his school's conference championships with a personal best in the 200-yard backstroke on Saturday. He is the first Bahamian to see action in the National Collegiate Athletic Association Conference Championships. Other Bahamian swimmers are preparing to swim later this week and next week. And in today's Guardian, you will see in the front of the sports section, 3 goals for Lamar Taylor. Bastian Higgs experienced action at the ACC Swimming and Diving Championships. Now, Eric, I know that you were a champion diver in the Carnival Olympics. Yes, babe. Yes. Yeah, at church. Yeah. It's when you dive in Concord. It's when you dive in Concord Church. I get you. Producer, let's go to a break. When we get back from the break, we go through some more of this Bahamian news. Good morning, welcome back. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. That's my bad, it's all my bad. I had to tell my producer when we start the debate, just silence Eric my little bit. Because, I mean...
Patty, just Patty.
I mean, that's the way that's how women compete. See, that's how women compete. You just don't understand that sometimes you need a little, fair advantage.
It's just Patty, man.
Yeah, it could be like that sometimes.
Nice colors. I see you have on yellow. Nice colors.
I mean, what you mean you see that? I had on yellow. I've always been a Rams
fan. Yeah. Because I distinctly remember 7 days ago you was in orange saying that the Bengals were going to win. And I told you.
Listen, first of all, I don't remember that. What I told you is there's a very good chance it is likely that the Rams may not beat the Bengals.
Right, okay.
But that wouldn't suggest to you that I was pulling for the Bengals, right?
No, not the orange shirt you had on with your orange cord attached to your orange headphones.
And I had on orange socks that day as well. Yeah, but obviously, you see, I'm in my yellow and my blues today, as I traditionally wear, because I am a Rams.
Right, I see it.
And that's the way that women compete.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand. How could you think?
Because you were almost never wrong.
How could you think I was supporting the Bengals, man? You think just because I was a Bahamian and I switch quickly?
Yeah, that's how we go.
Yeah,
that's how we go as Bahamian people.
Absolutely. In fact, I got a text here that says, "Good morning, Erin. As for a new national sport, I believe we should have dual national sports with track and field, which has brought us so many profound moments on the international scene, and sloop sailing. Bahamians made boats that bring us together at regatta time. Become dual national sports with cricket becoming a trivia question for future generation Bahamians." Listen, text, I really like that text until you threw shade at cricket. I like a cricket. Eric, you don't like to go watch a cricket?
It's called a cricket match, firstly. So I know full well the last time you went to see a cricket match might have been, during the reign of Pinling.
Possibly.
So I really don't think.
Possibly it could be cricket anymore. But
I don't think it's called
why
cricket.
I like this text is because, like me, this is obviously Bahamian. Because when you have two dual national sports, when the people them lose in one sport, you could quickly switch to the next and see, that's why it's our national sport. I like that flexibility. Because, as a woman, I like that. Tell me I can only bet on one team to win. But what if I wanted to bet on the Bengals and the Rams?
You could. You just got to go to two separate, betting houses.
You could do that?
Yeah, you could do that.
Well, I didn't know that.
I can tell you some things off here.
Okay, next year I could be a winner. I could be a real winner. Let's get to these calls and then we can get back to the NFL Super Bowl wrap-up. Caller, you on the clock.
It's great. How you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How you do?
It's Bucky here. First
Yes.
of all, I'd like to send condolences out to my brother-in-law, Mr. Jefferson R. Aubrey, past commissioner of the JBLN. That's the young baseball group.
junior
up there
baseball
with
league,
Andrews or something many years. My brother-in-law passed on Sunday. He was also the long-standing general manager of Pewdie Bakery for over 35 years, the managing director of Island Wholesale on Marathon Roads. He was also a champion bowler at the Old Village Lanes and Plaza Lanes. He was a golfer, and I'd like to extend my condolences out to my sister, my only sister, Margot Mercedes Joy, and their only son, Christopher Aubrey, Christopher's wife, and Christopher's son. And condolences goes out to our family, from the Fountain and the Men's and the Reputes and all of us, to Margot and Christopher. Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Sparky. Thank you for sharing that moment with all of us. I didn't realize
Condolences, Sparky. Sorry to hear that.
he had such a rich history participating in local sports. This is fantastic. Thank you for that moment, Sparky. Let's get to that second caller. Producer, caller, you're on the clock.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I was calling about the national sport.
Yes, sir.
I think it should be basketball.
Okay, now, first of all, hold on, pause for a second. You really, I thought you was going to be on my side this morning, but that's okay. Basketball, let's go.
Hello?
Let's go. I appreciate it. Basketball.
I'm not hearing you.
Turn down your radio.
No, I am thinking it should be basketball. We have exceeded achievements in basketball more than any other sport.
Okay.
In the NBA, in Europe, in Asia, and 90% of the children in the Bahamas play basketball, girls and boys.
That's
Basketball also is an international sport and an Olympic sport. Troop sailing is not.
Okay, but
Hello?
all right, what if we make it all sailing forms and then we do have some sailing in the Olympics? No problem. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. There you go. Well, Eric.
Well, see, I told you this off air last week. Did we not discuss
Yeah,
basketball?
no.
Finally.
See, I think that basketball is worthy of consideration. See, when I say porking, and the people them say no, Erin, I accept that because although porking has a deep cultural meaning for for a lot of Bahamians, right? It still doesn't fit the criteria, all of the criteria. Now, basketball, while I would argue another sport, at least it fits the criteria and is worthy of debate, right?
Right.
Well, I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so we could change it. Y'all don't want to go watch a cricket with me, that's fine. We'll change
Cricket
it.
match.
Okay then. But sailing, because of the historic and cultural value, contribution to the country and the world, right? Boat building. On top of that, we teach them by them in Florida how to build boat and sail up and go find a wife somewhere else. The family island history, the deep indigenous geographical history of the original inhabitants and their boating and boat building. So historically and culturally, I would choose boating first, right? My next bet would be baseball and softball. Because of the deep, and not being biased, my grandfather played a big role in the development of baseball and softball. The whole Eleuthera Island has a massive role to play in the development of baseball and softball in the country. We have we got lots of players and traditionally had lots of baseball players in the U.S. League playing.
Yeah, that's true.
And-
Major League Baseball.
Yeah, sorry. That's what MLB meaning.
Yeah, MLB.
Okay. And so I would put sailing, baseball or softball, and basketball on the list to be argued for us to debate about.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, I will stand up for basketball. I did notice this week we are finally, like I said outside to you last week, we're finally going to have some sort of international high school tournament here now.
Right.
Starting in December.
Yes, that
Okay.
is the Hoop Fest in Paradise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jalen Brown has been to that, and a few other current players right now in the NBA have passed through that tournament. I'm finally going to have it there. So far, they said four teams, two here, so they're going to field an all-star team here and one from Freeport to play two or three of the better high school teams in the United States. And what we discussed last week is finally starting to come to fruition, that we need to get high school players. Because see, me at my height right now, I'm 6'3",
Yeah.
6'3" and a half, I'm considered tall. If I go on a basketball court right now, oh, boy, Eric, go in the post, boy. Go in the post. Use the center. No, you can't be out there holding no ball.
Yeah.
You ain't no guard. You can't dribble.
But
Right?
that's
Because fellas who 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", that's considered a guard. A guards are in the Bahamas.
Yeah,
In the NBA, I am Steph Curry. That's my height.
yeah.
That is everything that he is. That's what I am
Right.
in terms of height.
And while you look like a Matumbo to me,
Right. While I look tall to you,
yeah.
I am Steph Curry's height. That is it. That is all I am. Klay Thompson is 6'7".
So that would be one of my cons, right? That would be one of the reasons why I wouldn't push basketball.
No, we could push it, but
Right.
we push it on this level to say, listen, if we know that we're going to have one or two DeAndre Aytons,
Yeah,
gonna come around every 5 years, but in the meantime, everybody just has a mean average height of 6'1", to like 6'4". Then what we should do is to start producing a guard farm here and train fellas here to be NBA guards and have them play against fellas their height all across the United States and Canada. Because when we go abroad, I've been abroad to one or two tournaments,
Yeah.
and I feel like I tall, 6'3". Okay,
It's
cool.
not- yeah.
It's nothing. These fellas 15 years old and 6'9", and they're the forwards. That's not even a center. That's 7'2". Some big white boy from the back of
man, I got
Kansas
that.
somewhere.
I pinch you in your knee. I
Right.
pinch you in your knee. Ain't no ref could see me pinching you behind your knee, buddy. But so I liken that because while you are farming guards, right? You know
Right.
what I could be doing? I could be farming statisticians. I can be training and giving young people opportunities to experience other parts of the game off the court.
Truth.
Right? Because if we're going to focus, if we're going to have a center, if we're going to focus on the sport and producing players, we might as well focus on the whole part of it. In fact, I read a fact. It got to be a fact. This guy, he sweeps the floor. He mops the floor. That's what his job is at one stadium. It's not like he have to get in a van and go from game to game. One team, his job is to mop the floor. This boy making $80,000+ a year.
That's correct, but the water boys in the NBA and the National Football League range anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 a year.
Listen, and so what
The water boy.
So now we talking, right? Because now I could see placement for not just athletes, but other jobs as well.
Yes.
And then we start talking about the health, the medical, injury aspect of it. You need technicians on the court constantly.
And assistants.
Yeah.
And assistants as well, so there's job placements for everybody. You may not be the most proficient in rapping, but you could carry the gauze.
Yeah, absolutely. Because really, what's important in this is time. How
Right.
quickly can you repair this knee, this ankle? I get this guy
Recuperate.
back on the court.
Right.
Absolutely.
Or field, yeah.
And people are getting paid big money for that.
Big money.
So look here, I got two calls here. Caller, you on the clock. Good morning.
Put a spin to it this morning.
Okay.
let's move away from the regular everyday sports. Let's go to
Parking.
let's think about something that happened throughout the Bahamas. Let's make it worldwide. And let's make persons international come in and enjoy the sport also. What about the fishing tournaments? Okay, the fishing tournaments. We have the best, one of the best fishing grounds all for in the world. Okay, I think this is a sport that every island in the Bahamas could take a part in, and we can invite persons from all over the world to come in and compete. It's similar to the big game fishing. Okay, and also let's go to the swimming. We have one of the best waters in the world. Bahamians should be one of the countries on top in swimming, but we don't take swimming that seriously. I mean, we have swimming clubs, swimming persons who are in those competitive games throughout the world, but we need to take this more seriously because at the end of the day, the everyday sports that we are focusing on, it's not going to help us as much as something that we have that is natural here in the Bahamas. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You raised a lot of points. In fact, the Bahamas should be fielding open ocean swimming competitors across the globe. Who should be better at open ocean swimming than a Bahamian?
So long as they swim in a cage.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah, the shark.
Very important.
And I know about 7 sharks that have a Y with Bahamians.
Yeah, exactly.
They're upset. They're upset.
Once they swim in a cage.
And, Caller, you raised something. We only slopping up on this plantation, you know. We only slopping up. We only playing, having a good time because with the focus on car ownership and the number of cars on an island is 21/7, you'd think that we have drivers in NASCAR and Indy 500, in all of the, Bahamians on the Autobahn racing professionally, not just for fun.
They'd like to think so, that they're race car drivers.
Yeah. But right with the number of cars we have, it should be in that direction. If we had focused on boat ownership versus car ownership, then I bet you the vision that the caller has of Bahamians competing and taking advantage, not taking advantage, but using to their benefit what we have available to us, we would see more swimmers. We would see more ocean sport, more water-related sport at a competitive level. But we focus on car ownership, and the only thing we do is driving ourselves crazy, jam up on the road. So thank you for that caller.
That's a good. He raised some good points. I really feel as though if you're gonna put Bahamians in the water nowadays, there are so many Bahamians, and I'm meeting them left, right, and center that cannot swim. Mm-hmm. Like my generation can swim. The majority of the people that I know can swim, but I'm meeting people now, 10, 15 years younger than me that said the last time they went to the beach was.
You know why?
Grade 6.
Because you're not allowed to swim in the waters off Dowswell Street. When Dowswell Street floods, you can't just jump in there and practice how to swim. Inland waters are not good for learning how to swim. But if people had a boat, if they were encouraged to go to the beach more, we'd have more swimmers. I think that's a part of it, right? We're not focused on these sports because we're not focused on teaching people how to swim. And we don't teach you how to swim because we don't want you to escape from the plantation and swim to freedom. Or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, maybe. I got 2 callers on the line. Caller, you on the clock. Good morning, caller. You there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. How you doing?
Good, thank you. How you doing?
God's got to stress my voice. And good morning to your guest.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, our national sports should be sailing to discover every island of the Bahamas.
You said sailing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Regatta, if you notice that.
Okay, hold on. Regatta is a completely different sport from sailing, though.
No, sailing. Well, when you get regatta in the Bahamas of Island, sometimes they combine it.
Yeah.
Sailing.
Yeah, but see,
that, right?
the point I was making is you can't convince me that people just go to regatta to watch boats compete on the water.
Some go to watch the boat, some go to have fun, and when the boat heading to the end or coming in, they observe.
Yeah.
If you go to regatta, of course you cannot hear big distance. I know the last regatta they had a big screen, which is good.
Okay, yeah, to broadcast.
Right, to broadcast it. That was a problem. But I'm happy that baseball and softball are getting back on here. And I believe be opening in July.
Yeah.
The Bahama game going to be coming back. You remember the Bahama game, Erin?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah.
I won a
Dominance
Bahama
always good.
Games and a Bahama Culinary Games.
But I was talking about under the last Minister of Sports, under the former government. I hope this Minister of Sports pick it up.
Yeah, it seems like he's very excited. I mean, like he
Right.
personally invested in the idea.
He likes sports.
Yeah, and I like baseball. I like softball. I'm glad baseball and softball coming back, man. And you mentioned basketball. You know, among all our region, Caribbean region, the Bahamas have dominate the NBA.
Yeah.
Gotta continue
That's
to
true.
dominate the NBA because we got some good fellas coming out of collegiate.
Yeah.
And they're going to be drafted this year or next year.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
You know who's one of them? This good gentleman. So you know sport. You know who's one of them? Do you watch collegiate?
Not. I following it through the news.
What's the gentleman name?
You
Yeah.
You asking me?
No, I'm asking your guest. What's your guest name?
Eric.
Eric Sawyer
Erin,
III.
you know who coming out of collegiate going to the NBA?
I mentioned some of them in last week's
show, yeah.
Yeah.
I want your whole. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't listen to the last.
Who are you watching? Who are you watching in college ball right now?
I watching the Jones guy.
Oh, Kai Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
already.
Yeah, man. He played in the developmental league right now, but he has a very bright future. Yeah, man. I watching him game by game.
Erin, that's our next. That's our next NBA hopeful.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah.
got you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I already count him in the NBA. I can be honest with you.
Yeah, he was already drafted, man. He just have some more fine tuning left to go.
Like
Yeah.
a woman, I didn't count him in the game. But look here, I like how you say that. I got it.
You got some baseball coming up too. Guys, remember his name right now, but he look like he could be the next draft of the baseball.
Okay.
All right, yeah, but we have some exciting time coming up this year, next year, because of that baseball stadium going to be finished. Have a good
Okay.
day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And two of those players we discussed last week were Garvin Clark Jr. from University of Akron, and Malachi McCoy at Benedict College Tigers. So yeah, there's some big things. But what he brought to mind was, in my research, I found something that made me chuckle last night. A dunk. DeAndre Ayton put it on Giannis.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
look here.
Yes, the
Woo!
payback game on Tuesday night. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, he did.
And I mean, it's not that Giannis is anything special except he's the league MVP, right? This is,
And reigning. No, well, he didn't get the MVP. He got the MVP last year.
that's
He got
it.
the Finals MVP last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
As the Guardian says, he's the MVP. And I watch reels. I watch all these reels of Giannis just dunking on people hating their feelings. So it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to watch Ayton.
Yeah,
Just,
Aiden destroy him at the rim.
Yeah, that was wonderful. Before we get back to our NFL discussion, right? I got to make this special mention. The Winter Olympics are taking place, and Haiti and Jamaica are at the Winter Olympics. And I realized that's why it's so cold in the Bahamas, because Haiti and Jamaica both turned on their harp machine so it could snow so they could practice. And that's why it was so cold last week.
Yeah, because we don't believe in cold weather here. You know, as soon as a little stiff breeze blow in, all of a sudden all the boots come out,
You
the
see, you-
fur jackets.
You making fun.
Instead of you go outside and try practice a sport while it's cold.
True, go find a hill.
Yeah,
So-
do something.
So I hope the people in Cat Island, when it hailed, Sydney Isaacs, I hope you took them to Mount Alvernia and told them, see Jamaica, let's start practicing. So Jamaica sent their sled team to the Olympics again. And all of us are thinking that this is the first time since 1998 when they send a 4-man team to Nagano in Japan, and we got the movie Cool Runnings. But it turns out that Jamaica been sending people to the Winter Olympics straight through since 1998. And so here's what I found. Jamaica's bobsled team, they secured a place at the 2022 Winter Olympics. But this is the first time in history that Jamaica will compete in 3 Olympic bobsled events. The 4-man bobsled, the two-man men's bobsled, and the women's monobob. While Jamaica has competed in the 2-person bobsled race for many past Olympic Games, their last 4-man qualification was our favorite 1998 team. No, yeah, 1998. Ah, boy, when you're reading these things on the internet, I'd gone to Jamaica for this information, you know. I think it may have been the 1988.
Yeah.
Because I was a cheering
Yeah.
when the movie came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the movie, I may not have remembered it. Competition for these events began this morning at 7 a.m. our time. So if you are able, you should probably be able to find some competition online on the interwebs or on your official Olympics channel. Also, Haiti has had its first appearance at the Winter Olympics this year with Richardson Viano, a 19-year-old alpine skier. He's already competed. He placed 34th in the men's slalom, and he did not finish. I think that's what DNF mean, or it mean you disqualify, in the men's giant slalom. Wow.
I have no idea what that is. And that's fine.
Yeah, that's when you go down. I think that's when they have the pegs.
Oh, that, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
See, that would be
So-
good for Bahamians as well. So they could stay in between the lines.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
In between the lines.
He will learn how to drive properly.
Yeah. You can't drive before you ski. It seems.
It seems, yeah.
It appears. But I would say
Yeah.
congratulations to Haiti. Congratulations to Jamaica. And if this climate change keep going in the direction it's going, we have some
We can be there
Bahamians
soon.
at the Winter Olympics.
We can be there soon.
All right, so my team, the LA Rams, won the NFL.
Your what?
My team, the LA Rams.
Your team.
Yeah.
The LA Rams.
And let me
Look
tell you
at
when
you.
they
Look at you.
let me tell you when they became my team.
Uh-huh.
It certainly wasn't in the first quarter.
Right.
Yeah, I was obviously pulling for the Bengals in the first quarter.
Of course you were.
Even after the toss and the Bengals chose to kick to the Rams.
They deferred.
Right. I thought
Yeah.
that was a bad move. As a woman, get the ball and run. Right? Or get the bag and run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was a bit upset then. They gave the Rams the ball. Then the Bengals defense came out of nowhere and they tried to eat the Rams.
They had the lead in the fourth quarter.
I mean, but I wasn't the Bengals in the fourth quarter, I could be honest with you. But in the first
you were
quarter, I
around.
was still the Bengals.
Okay.
Right? That first quarter was exciting. I mean, that first quarter was just lone
It was a defensive battle, yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
I was scared. I was literally scared for both the Rams and the Bengals' offensive lines.
Yeah, I was expecting a higher scoring game. It was a good game, mind you.
Yeah.
But I was expecting a higher scoring game. Another good thing that happened
Yeah.
was the concert at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
That was a concert.
Absolutely.
That was no joke.
Absolutely. More controversial than the game.
It was, Eminem took the knee. Dr. Dre
Hold on.
spoke about the police.
Like only a white man could
He took a knee right there, yeah.
at the event.
Snoop apparently, he was burning some trees before he went on stage.
It's legal to burn trees in California.
Yeah, I know, but they wasn't expecting him to do it before the
I don't
before the
blame.
performance. And then 50 Cent came out there.
Hold on, wait. I don't blame Snoop. I blame the cameraman.
Yeah,
Who
why would you
wasn't-
record?
Who wasn't minding the stage where
Yeah.
the people was performing?
Yeah, like watch that, don't watch me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watching my man, something
No.
like that.
Snoop was told not to wear a bandana in his back pocket, so what he did, put on a whole bandana outfit. Okay, so tell me I can't wear this now.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate knowing that because I thought that was a odd fashion choice, but I like it now.
Yeah, man. he
So
was-
the halftime show was full of challenge and protests and
Yes.
controversy.
Yes, very silently.
But look here, look how fantastic
And you
hip hop
couldn't
is.
stop it. And you couldn't stop it.
No.
The show must go on.
You shouldn't try to stop it.
Exactly.
I know little children. I know there's plenty little children who's trying to stop the show. I know there's plenty little children who's at home with their parents wondering why they look like they trying to do the crip walk, why they dancing like that, why I didn't know mommy could get excited. I know lots of people, including Bahamians, enjoyed that show. You know what I enjoyed though? I enjoyed seeing The Rock at the opening of the game.
He had a good. Finally, The Rock has come back to Los Angeles, and then he went on about the Rams and how good their team was. And then he went on about the Bengals and how good. Yeah, man, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good opening intro. You know, the national anthem was pretty good.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I thought Janae Aiko her rendition of America the Beautiful, that's what she sang. I thought that was off the chain.
It was.
It was even better. I thought she was better than the national anthem. But I put that aside. That ain't.
Yeah, it ain't that important.
You know
but
what made me
good.
smile? When I realized that Snoop was performing at the Super Bowl halftime show in L.A., where his son and the teams that he coached, they play in that state.
Yeah.
Right? So I know that was a big deal for him.
For his family to see him perform.
Right, and for him to perform, and for the young athletes that he coached.
Like to see him up there on stage.
To perform at the NFL.
And there's a lot of controversy with 50 Cent and him gaining weight, but I mean, let's be honest.
Okay, now, this is what I like talk. This is what I want to talk about. First of all,
it was 19 years ago. He was cut up like a Jones. Okay, 19 years later, he's gained a few pounds. Big deal.
I try to figure out who upset.
Well,
I don't even like man, and I thought, look here, I could take that home for the winter.
It was the ladies that were supportive of
Lizzo and right. So this was really a personal.
A fat shaming.
Yeah, but you can't fat shame the boy. You can't talk about him fat shaming women, and then go and fat shame him as retribution. You gotta be bigger than that.
No.
Even though he's bigger than he used to be, you got to be bigger than that.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, that's my music. It means we got to go to a break, and when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about my team, the LA Rams, and what we're doing next year and in the postseason. Stay tuned to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. You're on the clock with Erin Greene and Eric Sawyer. We'll be right back.
How important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
We're good for you.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
J.S. Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Like what you're hearing on the show? Want to support the conversation? Sponsor On the Clock today. Call Janet Lees at 302-2304. That's 302-2304. Be the solution. Sponsor On the Clock with Erin Greene, where she dissects, we discuss, and you decide.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Good morning. Welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM on this Sports Friday with Eric Sawyer and Erin Greene on the clock. We're talking all things sports. I got a text here. Good morning. Can your guest explain the difference saying watching cricket and watching basketball or football? Why say cricket match? I'm lost. Help me, please. May I start? Well, you go on and then I go finish it.
Okay, a cricket match is just the same as saying a cricket game, but they call it a cricket match, much like how they say a soccer match. We say a football game, or we say a soccer game here on this side of the world. The rest of the world says a soccer match. I'm not saying that cricket matches anything related to basketball, because obviously it doesn't. And most Bahamians, even though that happens to be a national sport, cannot tell you how a cricket match even starts, how it operates, how runs are scored, what's a wicket, what's a bat, what's an over, what's a wide, what's an out. But no, they're two separate sports.
I thought a wide
entirely.
was a very big as a tree. You can't hit the ball past him. I thought that's what a wide was. I thought it was like a slang for a good player. But Texter, I was saying I want to go watch a cricket game, you know? But I would say I want to watch basketball. I'm going to go watch cricket.
Right.
But I was being facetious and saying I want to go watch a cricket, you
Right.
know? Because I was a woman and I don't understand sports. Clear. We need a good man to help me understand it. I'm just making fun of myself, really. Another text here saying, good morning. Beach volleyball in the Bahamas should be on the AVP tour. Demo Bell. Well, thank you for that. It should be.
It should be. We definitely have enough beaches.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
And if it ain't gonna be on the AVP tour, we should be hosting beach volleyball tournaments.
We should.
The premier,
we can.
The premier natural producer of sand, naturally produced.
Yeah.
So God say, here, look, I can put a factory right there, just natural.
Right there, and sang and just wash up on your shores every day.
Bang. Another text here says, ask your guest how he feels. So, I don't know who this is, but they were sitting in on our sport meetings, right? Because this texter say, ask your guest how he feel about making golf a contact sport. Right? I just want you to know that we already investigated that. And I think you're making fun of us because the insurance industry shut that down. And as soon as I see that happen somewhere else in the world, I know they teeth the idea from us at the sport.
At the sport, yeah.
Yeah. We was going to make it a contact sport too, Texter. Absolutely. Another texter says, if we pay attention to boats instead of cars, we would not be on a job. We will be in the water because the price of living in Nassau is too high. Well, first of all, their text, I can do a whole show about it, all right? About the blue economy and the power of imagination and how different your world would look like if you got a boat when you turn 16 as opposed to a car. Trust me. An old bitty
detachment from life when you on the water is second to none, man.
An old woman like me just on the water going looking for merman to go in spend the weekend. But look here, you know how different life would be? Bothering with y'all Nassau Island man. I go looking for a merman, huh? I want somebody who could punch a whale in the face and
live.
You see what I said? I don't want no measly, peasly Bahamian man. I mean, y'all sweet, you know. You good. Let me pull that back, Eric. Let me pull that back. Y'all nice.
No offense taken.
Yeah, man. Y'all are nice. So back to this debate. I think, basketball, let's not discount, because it's me, I was a little ignorant. Let's not discount the history we have in basketball.
And let us also take into consideration the fact that nearly every school in the Bahamas has a basketball court. Not a cricket pitch, you know. A basketball court. Kids play basketball from they could walk. You could just bounce a ball in the front of an 18-month-old, boy or girl, and they're going to pick up the ball and bounce it.
Mm-hmm. Now, but here's a nuance to that perspective, right? You know why soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world? Because there's a soccer pitch anywhere you go.
Right. You can set it up anywhere, yeah.
To a soccer pitch, right? And so for cricket, you could technically play cricket anywhere. You just can't have a formal match anywhere.
Right. And when the ball hits, hopefully there's no glass around. True. Did you know that in cricket, if a ball hits out for 6, right? If it goes into the stands, you are supposed to throw the ball back?
Not me. That's why we don't have cricket in the bar. Ain't no Bahamian throwing no ball back. Buddy, you base me with this ball and you want it back?
Yeah.
Well, you can get based if you want it back.
And a cricket ball is one of the hardest balls in sports. It is. Okay. It is.
So as we are closing out the show, thank you for proving my point. Cricket have to be Bahamian because I could see as soon as you said that, I saw the natural evolution
of porking.
From porking to cricket and back.
I knew you was gonna go there again. You really pushing for porking to be a national sport, aren't you?
Yes, but first of all, because I would like to officially pork some. I would like to get a medal for porking some people. But I changing my life. I working on myself. Mm-hmm. I getting myself together.
God ain't finished with you.
No, not yet. Not yet. But if We don't have to stick with cricket. I okay with that because we see the evolution of cricket and parking and handball and games like that already taking root in the Caribbean. I saw a game in Barbados. It's like a hand lawn ball. It's like handball with a net, right? And it's almost like tennis. I don't think they're using maybe they're using a paddle, but it's a weird paddle. I thought it was so much fun, right? But we could get parking into the Olympics.
We could get it there if we could get three or four other Caribbean nations to sign on.
I got that. Jamaica, your jerk food tastes bad.
See now.
Be good. I got a competitor for the Bahamas right now. Barbados, what is macaroni pie? That's the third team. There's three of us. Now, who else we could talk about bad? Trinidad. No, I love
No,
I love
don't
doubles.
say nothing but doubles. No, don't do that.
We
Don't
can't
do
do that. Anyway, guys, I almost lost my head there for a second. Forgive me. To my Caribbean brothers and sisters, that was all Eric Sawyer doing. He was goosey and me.
Parking is a tennis ball, though. Right? See, that's the thing. Like, when it comes to cricket, that could break bones if you hit a bone in the wrong place. That breaks bones.
Yeah. Cricket, and I think that's another thing that I want people to understand. While it looks like fun, right? Like cricket is almost like regatta. When you're going to watch it, you're going for drinks.
Oh, that's all a good cricket match is good for me. I mean, I follow the game. I understand the game. I know what these things all mean. I know what an over is and all that.
Let me tell you something. The most exciting thing is watching a cricket match.
Never watch a cricket match with your back to the field. Though.
Yeah, no.
Never do that because you don't know when the ball coming.
The way my insurance set up, I can't even go to the cricket field. And that's why it's the culture is devolving. Anyway, I got a text here. Miss Outen say, "Don't be talking about women sports fans like this, huh?" I mean, that's what I said. Miss Outen say, "Good morning. How you doing?"
Good morning, Miss Outen.
Love to hear you on the radio. Another text says, "Oh, okay." Text, I don't even know what that mean. I say wide. Some Caribbean man, them wide like tree. You can't hit no ball past them.
Yeah, well, wide means that you weren't within the confines of the line whenever you went to bowl the ball. It's not pitching.
Right.
It's when you bowl the ball. When you go.
Well, it's an overhand bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's an overhand bowl, and if it's not within the lines that are just around the wicket, it's considered wide, and that's a point for the batter's team.
Right. So that should be so. The point is to hit the wicket, to hit the little sticks.
Or to stay within the confines of the lines surrounding the wicket.
Also, there are two parameters.
Yes.
So you aim in for the center, but you also can't go too far wide.
Right.
It's not just like in baseball, if you go too far wide, it's a ball and you get 3 balls before it's a problem.
Right.
You have to stay in that.
Yeah.
Boy, listen, you could teach men them about marriage. You got to stay within the confines of this space, this relationship. That's why we need to keep cricket on the list.
Speaking of bowling, though,
I
forgot who the caller was who spoke about it earlier when he spoke about the village lanes. That was Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky.
Shout out to the fries that were also at the village lanes. Those fries were everything, but them little dollar fries. Oh,
man, but listen, I was at QC and I couldn't get dollar to go buy fries from the village lanes.
But them fries never used
anyway,
to place.
Eric, before we go down memory lane, we are all out of time. A text says, last text, good morning. Why do you have to wait 4 weeks to collect your child support payments from the court knowing that it was paid in cash? See, that's why I don't have a husband or any children, because the way that I collect child support is apparently against the law. But there's a producer, play that song for me. Let's close the show with Raleigh Gray, Needed Bailing Out, in honor of Sir Godfrey Kelly and all of the Bahamians that are keeping the tradition of sailing alive, whether we make it a national sport or not, because there's a lot to debate, and the future deserves to be in this discussion with the present and the past as well. Mr. Sawyer, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
This morning. I am going to go and watch a cricket. It is the weekend, and it is time to cricket. Have a great day to my Caribbean brothers and sisters. We love you, even if you're making macaroni pie and not bake macaroni and cheese. Stay tuned. Guardian Radio AM and
weekend,
Cecil
guys.
Newry is up next. Have a great day, Bahamas.
Hear the sailorman sound. Rolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Hear the sailorman sound. You wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head. That's the sailorman sound. If you wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head. That's the sailorman sound. Hear it boom, hear it boom, hear it boom, 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 boom. Feel it boom, feel it boom, feel it boom, 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 boom. This is shown by the stars above. What goes up must come down. Here's a man that is born of a woman, has about a short time to live. Rolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Yeah. That's the sailorman sound. Rolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Yeah. It's the sailorman sound. Cool winds are blowing. I see now the break of dawn. Gone out of lightning and thunder. It was the darkest night. Gone out of lightning and thunder. It was the darkest night. Hear it boom, hear it boom, hear it boom, 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 boom. Oh, feel it boom, feel it boom. Yeah.